4 years ago, I didn't know what grass-fed beef was. Did you? And more importantly, did you need to know? In my effort to understand how to do keto, I was confronted with the need to do intermittent fasting, to buy only organic vegetables and eat grass-fed meats, to learn how to bake keto breads and keto treats, and basically to replace a lot of standard American diet foods with keto versions. And of course, I was told to avoid restaurants like the plague. All of a sudden, I was expected to know what my cholesterol level was, my A1C, my blood pressure, if Jupiter was in retrograde, and what my brother's sister's fiance's shoe size was. It's so confusing. To manage our health, it feels like it's a major science project. And depending on how you got here, are you really focusing on health? Like maybe your goal is weight loss. So do you think I'm really gonna break my brain trying to understand all of this stuff? Are you? Why can't you just tell me what to eat? Sound familiar? I just want the answer because being healthy, it really is coming down to eat less and exercise more, right? Okay, so here's what's weird. At the beginning of my weight loss journey, I didn't eat less. I actually ate a lot more and yet managed to lose 70 pounds. And the best explanation that I can give you for this is, imagine that you have a house that's stocked with 75% junk food and 25% healthy food. There's a very high probability that at some point every day, you will end up eating junk food. And that junk food that you're eating every day is damaging your health. But what happens if you stock your house 100% with healthy food? Even if you eat way more than you were eating before, because everything in the house is healthy, your health is still going to improve. And more importantly, because I'm only ever eating healthy food, I'm building a much more efficient body, a stronger body that can turn around and tap into the extra fat that I was carrying on board that made me change my diet in the first place. But believe it or not, that's really all you need to do a ketogenic lifestyle. The foods you actually choose to eat really are going to depend on you. So the question is, where do all those other rules come from? Imagine for a minute you applied for a job coming out of CEGEP at a daycare, like I did. And the owner of the daycare asks you if you'd be okay with being a helper in the classroom, which would mean running the kids to the bathroom and helping them eat their lunch and maybe cleaning up a bit after the kids when they make a mess. And of course, I said yes, sounds simple. As my 4 years progressed with this employer, I became co-teacher, so now I had a class of my own, which means that I was preparing the lesson plan for the students, in charge of creating Christmas pageant and an end of school graduation, not to mention monitoring the children throughout the course of the day, doing parent-teacher interviews, all that great stuff that we get to do, educating our young people. What's my point? Do you think that if the owner would have asked me if I wanted to run my own classroom with all of those listed responsibilities on the first day that I applied for the job, coming from not early childhood education, that I would have said yes to that? Not a chance. But by working in the environment and improving my skills, I gained the experience that I needed to be able to have my own class. When you start a new diet, learn the basics of the diet before you try to do all the fancy intricacies of leveling up. By doing that, you're going to learn what parts are essential, what parts are worth leveling up to eventually when you got the basics under control, and then what parts are just really not worth doing long term, like keto treats. So that ketogenic state that I was talking about before. Why is it so important for us to eat less than 20 grams of carbs per day? You've probably heard the saying, the dose makes the poison. When it comes to sugar, that's really important for us to understand. Sugar in small amounts is used to fuel the body. Sugar in large amounts is toxic to the body. What does our body do with toxins? It neutralizes them by storing them away as fat. The body's natural state is to use fat for fuel, alongside of the carbohydrates that the body produces itself. Eating less than 20 grams of carbs per day allows us to stay in a fat-burning state. To learn more about why carbohydrates are damaging to your body, check out this video right here. By the way, how do we know what's a small amount versus large amount of carbohydrates for the body? Scientists told us the answer to this years ago. Your body makes all the carbs that you need. As soon as you eat, Carbohydrates, you're already pushing your body beyond its natural state.